Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Pull Up with Limbs and Things. My name is Dr. Chanel James. I'm the owner of Limbs and Things mobile and telehealth practice. I serve aging adults in DC and Maryland and in Virginia. And I help you move from I can't do things to I can. Tonight on Pull Up with Limbs and Things, we have Miss Williams, who is the CEO of My Active Senior. And tonight we're talking about how we can get all of the services we need in one place. And she's going to talk to us more about that. But it's so important with every patient that I see that I connect them to different resources. And usually I go to one person trying to connect them with this person and that person. But with my active senior, all of those places are in one location. And so tonight she's going to talk to us a little bit more about my active senior. Miss Williams, welcome. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. So tell us a little bit about how my active senior started.
Oh my God, it's a long story. Long story short,
Uh-huh.
I started the business because I found like working 20 years in the industry, whether it's the private industry, whether it's public, government, there's always a commonality, and that is, people can't find different resources. And
Mhm.
there was one day when I was working at my front desk, right? My staff wasn't there. They called out that day, and I had to work down at the front desk where all the action is
Mhm.
all day. And when I did that, I noticed that the phone was ringing all day long from 9 until 5 or to 6, asking, how do I get a walker? Where do I find home care? My dad fell. I need assisted living. All day long, people were coming to the front desk saying, where do I find, you know, different medical supplies and things like all day. And I was like, I literally had vendors who would get on my calendar and try to book to be on my calendar. I was running a senior center,
Uh-huh.
and they would try to go to every senior center around the state just to get in front of seniors, right? And I was like, and they were spending thousands of dollars in these resource guides, these newspapers, and I'm sitting here saying, your audience is not going to come here to find you. You need to be online. Your audience are adult children.
Right.
They had no online platform, no social media. Websites were done, years ago. Didn't put any effort into it. Couldn't really find people. Couldn't find them. They didn't
Yeah.
know they existed. And I know they provided great services. So I said, okay, I have to put all of these vendors, all of these resources in one place. And so I said, I'm going to build it. I'm going to build the one-stop shop nationwide online resource that is searchable, engaging, not just a directory, but you can actually contact the vendor, you can do some research and things like that. I'm going to build this one-stop shop senior resource marketplace, and that's what I did.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah. So if you're watching live, please hashtag live so we can see you. And if you're catching this on the replay, you can hashtag replay as well. We want you to be able to ask any questions you may have. So if you can put your question or comment in the comment section, and we'll answer them. So let's get back to it. Miss Williams, tell us where we can find you online.
Yeah, so you can just go to myactivesenior.com, right? And you just go to the website, and we have different categories from housing, different housing options that get searched a lot, different home care, businesses, moving services. We have people who just downsize their home, and we can help them get someone to move them and to help downsize them. We have social workers. We have all of that on Micro Senior. So we have a way where you can search on the homepage and type in keywords, or you can just, if you're not that technically savvy, you can actually go into different categories and just type food services, home housing services, medical services, to make it easier to connect to what we have on our website.
Awesome. So is there a category that you don't have?
There's always categories, right? People, I speak to vendors all the time, and they're like, well, I'm in this category. Can you Where are you going to put me? We're flexible. I'm the CEO. I mean, we're building this thing. We're growing this thing. So, we'll add a new category if we have to. We see what kind of searches we get. So we do our categories based on what we see what's coming in. But we just added a travel category recently because we had someone who was doing a lot of travel for seniors. We wanted to promote her and get exposure. And she's actually, doing a lot of traveling right now, getting people out. Even built, and actually for like a year from now, she's actually booking tours and things like that. So we put a travel category. And as we get more vendors to fill that category, they will go right under there. But yes, we will add as we see the need, what a need is.
Awesome. Okay. So tell us any gems that you may have for, say, an adult child that's looking to have your services through My Active Senior.
Okay. I have a lot. I have a lot of gems, but I know I can't do everything, right? So let me say this, education, right? Aging, housing is huge, okay? The way we see aging and housing and living, we have a lot of terms that we use that are just wrong terms. We don't have the information. And I just want to give some basic information because we get a lot of these calls, right? Housing, right? So, you hear people say all the time, don't put me in a nursing home. Well, I'm going to put you in a nursing home. Things like that, right?
Right.
That doesn't exist, okay? You cannot just put somebody in a nursing home, okay? It doesn't work that way, okay? Unless someone has a medical issue. It's just like saying, I'm going to put you in a hospital and you're going to live in a hospital. Mm-hmm. That's what a nursing home is. You're basically literally living in a hospital. If your mother can't live in a hospital, then she can't go to a nursing home, okay? And you just can't put somebody there. They have to qualify to be there. I mean, they need a medical service. So that term that we use just haphazardly, nursing home, my mom needs to move to nursing home. We got to get rid of that, right? Because that's not the answer, the final answer. Unless you need that service, you need medical services on a regular basis, like living in a hospital. That's what a nursing home is. And so usually when I talk to families, I'm saying, okay, what is the issue, right? And they'll say, oh, well, my mom needs someone to come to the house. She needs to go to the store. She can't drive anymore. She needs help with food. We're talking about something completely different, right? We're talking about now you need home care, right? That means somebody's coming in your house and helping your parent with just regular basic needs that they need, right? That's what that means. And guess what? It is not covered by insurance. You have to pay out of your pocket, period, okay? Unless you're living in a poverty line, below poverty line, there's some help there with Medicaid. But really, you're paying out of pocket for help and assistance with your mother or father. And it's like $26, $27, $28 per hour out of pocket. You got to know the difference because we get that call all the time. And I ask them, do you have money out of pocket? If they say no, it's okay. Do you have long-term care insurance, right? Because if someone paid into that in their 50s, please, I'm going to be preaching about long-term care because when they need care, they don't have the out-of-pocket costs. Mm-hmm. If you have long-term care insurance, that is specifically when you need care when you get older.
Right.
Okay? People don't know that. I'm going to say one more thing, right? So the other thing is assisted living. Let's say you don't have the money for paying for home care, and then they come to me and they say, oh, my mom is having some memory issues, or my dad's having some memory issues. I don't live in the same state. I work, I have kids, I have a spouse and kids in college. I can't care for my mom 24 hours a day. She can't live with me. He can't live. I can't move in with them. They need more care like all day long. Right? I said, okay, that's called assisted living. It can be a house where somebody has a house and they have a 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom house, and you can rent a room. Or you can be in a grandiose, beautiful mansion, like facility. You're walking in a 5-star hotel. That's also assisted living. 24 hours, you have assistance with everything you need, and you pay one bill. So I just want people to understand that and that's out of pocket. Okay, unless you have long-term care insurance, which if you need some, please reach out to us. We can help you do that. But the calls that I get when families say, my mom or my dad needs assistance, and the first thing I'm saying is, do you have long-term care insurance? If they say no, I'm going to say, okay, what savings do you have? Because you're going to have to pay either home care services out of your pocket or assisted living out of your pocket. That is the only option that you have. And that's when people are shocked, because they didn't plan and prepare. They didn't know that this is how the system works.
True. I have found that there's some veteran benefits. Have you been made aware of those too?
I'm not really versed with the veterans. I know they have some packages. We have actually placed some veterans as well, but and they have a whole different package, and they have a whole different services that comes with being a veteran. Absolutely, yes. But most people are not that, right? You're talking about the regular calls that we get. They have no idea. There's no Medicare. No,
that is
no. True. Okay. Either you are living below the poverty line, you get Medicaid, and there's some services for you, or you're really wealthy and you can pay out of pocket and live the way you want to live. The people in the middle, that's who I really want to help, because I'm still in the middle. I'm gonna get to the high end, but we are the ones that have to be prepared and plan, because your kids are not gonna be taking care of you 24 hours a day in their 60s, and you're 80, 50s. They're not gonna be like, Mom, come live with me. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna stay home with you. This is not, these conversations and this mentality about your kids gonna take care of you. It is not realistic. They go into the doctors themselves back and forth, and the kids. And so I'm just saying that because I'm really passionate about it, and I get this all the time. So
I hear you. So when looking at your website and you have on your contact us page, do people get to talk to you directly like this, or do they go directly to those vendors that you mentioned?
So either or, right? They can when they go to a category and they find a service that they're interested in, they can actually contact the vendor directly on the website. Hit the contact button, you write whatever you need to write. You say, my mom needs this. I'm struggling. Can you help me? I need home care services. They will immediately contact you within 24 hours and address your issue. You call the 1-800 number, you reach our staff, our customer service staff, and then they can direct you. So a lot of times we get calls and say, I need home care. Even though we have it on the site, sometimes we want to talk to someone about the situation. We take those calls and we manage them, and still we filter them out to our vendors, where we can get a more sense of what they need, so we can know exactly where they need to go.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So if you're watching and you have a question, please feel free to put them in the comments. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Ms. Watson. Let's see. We have a question here. Any information on how to use the aid and attendance for disabled seniors who are veterans who want to stay inside their homes? It was very hard to find information on this when I needed it for my mom.
Right. So I'm not well versed directly, but I have staff that was working with people. So we will actually find the services for you. Okay. And I have staff that specialize in these different areas. Veteran situation is not my strong point. I mean, I've housed many veterans, but yeah, it is difficult to find different services. And that's why I'm even bringing more veteran services on our website, because I don't want people to, have that difficult time. That's why I built the site, because it is hard finding stuff. I know you can call our 1-800 number. They will get your information. You tell them the situation, and they will be on it. And actually, it's so funny because my mother, right? She is our customer service client profile person.
Lovely.
And she's great, right? So she takes all the calls. She knows how to disseminate the calls. But yes, they will do the research and find whatever you need. And there's no cost. We do that for you to connect you. So
Wonderful. Okay. So I know you're located close to home, right? You're in the DMV, you started here, but it's the next question. So is the goal to be nationwide?
of course. I mean, that's the whole, we're going to be a nationwide platform. We do have vendors from other states on our website. So what we do for them is that we market in their region. So it doesn't matter what area you're from, we will market in your area to make sure that your customers find you where you're located. So yes, nationwide, of course. I mean, I'm not doing this for Maryland. We're trying to, we're doing this nationwide, of course.
Okay, I love it. So let's see. From my point of view as a physical therapist, and for any providers that are interested in addressing the senior market, you want us to contact you as well, right? So that we can be listed on your site. You want to speak to that?
Yes. So yes, if you have a business, first of all, you're going to get on our site too, Chanel, because you can be on the site, okay? Because people who need physical therapy going to be looking for you, and you're not going to be there. So you got to get on the site, okay? Number one. So yes, if you know people who, or if you yourself, you serve the senior industry, the senior demographic, you have a service, we want to get you on our platform. We want to get, as people are searching, we want to they can be able to find you easily. We get calls all the time from people, and we may not have that vendor. So I'll reach out to my partners and say, hey, do you know anyone that does a service? And I'll reach out to them and say, hey, you need to be on our site because we're getting calls about your service. So yes, if you serve the senior demographic, and I'm talking about 55 and up, because there's levels to seniors, right? There's, there's a lot of programs and perks to be 55, right? Yeah, you don't want to call yourself a senior. Listen, I love the word senior. I embrace it. I think that comes wisdom and value with being older. Yep. There are people who are, when you're in high school, you want to be the senior in high school. When you are working, you want to be the senior exec. Now, all of a sudden, you retire and now nobody wants to be a senior, right? It's crazy, right? Because we took away the value of being a senior. You got to keep that value. So yes, senior, there's levels to it, right? 55, you can go to a restaurant and get discounts. You claim the senior then, right? Claim it. Right? Yes. Get your value, because it's value with that. People don't make the 55, right? Then if you need, that's the time when you start thinking about long-term care insurance. You start putting money into that. You start to see what's out there. You start investing in yourself at 55, 60. That's when you start to, now you may not need any services until 10, 15 years, but at least you started, right? You got access to stuff. But now you may be taking care of your mother, right? You already got long-term care insurance from one of our vendors. Now you know where to go to get other services. Your mom needs to move. We got moving services. We've got all kinds of services right there. You don't got to keep searching and researching all over government websites and things like that. We got you at My Active Senior.
I love it.
Awesome.
Okay. One more question for you. Is long-term care insurance expensive?
It ranges, depends on what you want, right? It's like all insurances. You want the big daddy, plan, and you want the minimum plan. I mean, it depends on what you want to pay, what your budget is, but you want to start it, right? You want to at least, and you can always build on it, but at least start. I'm telling you, if you can just hear it in my voice, the calls that we get saying we need somewhere to live for our mom, and we don't have $7,000-8,000 a month to pay for her to live. We don't have it. And I said, I wish you had long-term care insurance, because then that'll pay for that. So it depends on your budget. You can get started and you can always increase from there.
For sure.
And I got agents that can help you with getting long-term care. Great. And they're on the site too. You can type in long-term care and you got agents right there. Tell them you're my senior. You call them, my senior sent you.
Okay, so I've been following you guys for a while on social media, and it's always a pleasure to meet you in person and to talk to you. But your passion extends even now as we are virtually talking. And so I just
Absolutely.
want people to know that Miss Williams is passionate about my active senior, not just her business, but seniors in general, and just making sure that we are all having the care that we need from a well rounded perspective, right? And that's just also with physical therapy as well. For me, with Limbs and Things, we want to make sure that the resources you're connecting to are ones that are going to be beneficial to you, not just now, but as you age. So I want to thank you so much for joining us. If there are any other comments or questions, you can feel free to put them in the chat. But I want to give you an opportunity, Miss Williams, to give us a final thought of anything that you think is important for anyone watching us, whether they are a senior, whether they are a child, or a spouse of someone who may benefit from your services.
Oh, there's so much I can say. Okay, so a final thought. Let's see here.
Uh-huh.
A final thought is get some basic information. You can always call us or go and research just basic care, basic terminology. What do you do when your mom, if you need care? What's the first step? We can help you through that process. That, like I said before, those terminologies, using nursing home, we got to get out of this mentality that that you owe it to your parent to take care of you. You can love your parent and care for your parent without physically doing the work yourself. There are professionals out there who can help you and do it right. And guess what? You get to be the child. You can love on your mother. Now you're not arguing with your mom because she didn't do what you told her to do. And now you stop mixing stuff. You can still love your parents and not get stressed trying to care for them 24 hours a day because you're not trained to have the conversations. Mom forgot this. That's not true. That didn't happen. You guys don't even realize that that's actually could be like abuse a little bit, right? Because you don't know how to properly talk to someone when they're having memory issues, right? You don't know how to still honor them in your words because they're your parent, right? So what I want you to take away from this is that you can still love your parent and care for them without having to actually do the work yourselves. There are professionals out here that can help you and relieve the stress so you can just be the child of your parents and love on them and support them without physically having to do it yourself. If you can do that, that's what I want to take away. You take away, you don't to get rid of the guilt. Your parent was your parent because they were supposed to be your parent. They were supposed to take care of you. That's now help set them up now. Let's set yourself up so your kids won't have to be trying to figure out how they're going to live with you because you didn't plan for your future. Give your kid a gift by planning for your future. So now they can just say, I know where to take my mom or dad, my active senior, you're going to find them a perfect place. And then you can just be the child. That's what I got.
I hear you. That's a hard one to swallow.
It is. But I've seen spouses and children get stressed, blood pressure, because they're trying to manage the care. I had to help manage the care for my own grandmother. Mm-hmm. Highly stressful. Wasn't sleeping well, all of that because I was trying to manage her care. And I got out the way and had the professionals come in. I'm sleeping. Everything was great. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Got it. Well, I don't want to miss this question. So this one, Miss Watson says, I'm in Florida and trying to assist my sister who just moved from Georgia and is probably eligible for Medicaid. What is the best way to get started if she needs assisted living?
Well, we can help you with my active senior, but there are assisted living communities that accept Medicaid. The issue is it's hard to find them because they're not online. They don't have a strong online presence. And that's why what's frustrating to me because they're not investing on social media, right? They don't have a person to do social media posts and do SEO to get to you, right? They're not focusing on that. That's why I built my business. But you can call us and we can get you started. We can research your area for you and tell you how to find. A lot of times you can find stuff on your local government, county government. They may have it on their website. They'll have a list of assisted living houses for that accept Medicaid. That's where you can really start. So usually county, again, county government, go on their site. They were connected to, because they're about services for people who have Medicaid. So they have all the resources there, right? So start with them. They can get you started and get you a listing of assisted livings that accept Medicaid. Start with your local county government.
Her other question is, how are providers you list screened?
So right now, we can't screen everybody, directly. We do make sure they have their license. If they have supposed to have a license, we do a background check on everyone. But we heavily rely on reviews. If you have more than 2 negative reviews, you're off the site, right? And we do some research on you, and we talk with the customer, and we see you have been negligent. Because we're working with seniors, and we want to make sure that people take advantage of seniors and get scammed and things like that. So we are diligent about we do invest our dollars into background checks. And as I said, the 2 reviews, and after we research, it may not even take 2, it could just take 1. They know that they're going to be off the site, because we take this very seriously about people who have businesses working with seniors. We don't want anyone to take advantage of, be vulnerable. We encourage adult children to be involved when they're looking for services. But we just basically do a background check, and we rely on our reviews.
You just getting comments about your reviews.
Well, sometimes you don't make it to 2 negative, because sometimes they can have a negative review, and it just could be a dispute, right? It just could be, well, that didn't happen, but it sounded like the story kind of, So we're like, all right. But now if you're getting more reviews, there's something wrong with you as a vendor, and we don't even want to take that chance. It's not worth it for us. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that we are caring. Our seniors are getting the care that they need, and the families are getting excellent customer service and excellent care. And we're not playing around with that, because I know I've been in this industry for 20 years, and I've seen it go down. I've seen people take advantage of people, and we don't want you to have a negative experience with My Active Senior.
Awesome. All right. Well, I thank you so much for joining us for Pull Up with Limbs and Things. If you are watching us and you have any questions about contacting someone that could possibly help you, we want you to contact myactivesenior.com. Let me make sure that I put that up for you right here. And you can also call their 1-800 number, 1-866-594-6249. And thank you so much, Miss Williams, for joining us and sharing all of your passion about seniors, as well as all the different vendors that are listed on My Active Senior, to be able to be a resource for each of you. So if you have this video, please share it with someone you know. Hopefully it's challenged something that you don't know, helped confirm something that you do know, so that you can better prepare yourself for aging gracefully. If you do have any physical therapy concerns, if you are in need, or someone that you know is in need of physical therapy, you can contact Limbs and Things at limbsandthings.com or 202-643-2636. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you guys have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.